Hello, dear friends. The biggest change in history is underway. The world is connected and observing strange things. Opinion piece. Strange Buga sphere. Variable weight. It's recreational. Like a basketball. Not heated by fire. Not from this world. Andromedan origin. It has a quantum chip. Physical evidence of ET. Maussan rules out fraud. Unprecedented discovery. It has aiding internal microspheres. There are other similar spheres. Let's start. On Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, two witnesses in the municipality of Buga, Cauca Valley, Colombia, recorded videos independently of a metallic sphere moving at high speed. It collided with a power line and fell to the ground. The sphere glowed with various colors and had metallic appearance. Its movements were neither erratic nor random, but rather appeared intelligent. The sphere began to descend without crashing, and the witness approached, reaching for the object, which weighed approximately 2 kilos. Despite the risks, he picked it up with his pair of hands. The object was eventually handed over to Daniel Velez, known as El Potro, a businessman from Buga who manufactures electromagnetic devices for metal detection. A formal investigation was then initiated. The sphere was later transported to Mexico for analysis by Jaime Maussan. Colombian authorities approved the release of this mysterious object to avoid attracting international or espionage problems. Maussan suggests the sphere could be advanced technology of extraterrestrial origin due to its symmetry, thermal resistance, and variable weight. The Buga sphere is a metallic object with unknown symbols, unexplained physical behavior, and undetermined origin. This sphere possesses strange characteristics, including the ability to change mass. Initially weighing 2 kilos, it weighed 10 kilos when submitted for analysis, and later weighed 6 kilos. Scientists from a German company discovered unusual features. On the sphere's upper surface is an intricate figure that defies explanation. Even more surprising, they identified what appeared to be a quantum chip embedded in the sphere, surrounded by a belt-like structure and dotted with tiny colored dots. Ultimately, the German team decided to distance themselves completely from this sphere, so as not to harm their company. This discovery marked a milestone in human history, because for the first time the public has physical evidence of one of the unidentified objects that have long sparked global curiosity and speculation. Other spheres. This unprecedented discovery has also rekindled public interest in other mysterious spheres that have emerged in recent history, notably the Perth sphere, the Jim Marlin sphere, and the Juanito Juan sphere. In 1974, the Perth family discovered a similar sphere in Florida that attracted attention for its strange behavior. It rolled on its own, hummed when music was played, and defied gravity by not falling off inclined surfaces. X-rays showed two internal components and a changing magnetic field inside, which puzzled experts. In another case from the 70s, a man named Jim Marlin came into possession of a heavy metallic sphere weighing approximately 50 pounds, which a friend claimed had fallen from a UFO in New Mexico. Marlin reported strange effects when handling the object, including one time when he was thrown across the room by a sudden burst of light, suggesting the sphere had some sort of active or reactive energy. It was also highly magnetic. Then there is the sphere of the Mexican contactee Juanito Juan in 2022, who has had multiple sightings and encounters with metallic spheres in the air. The frequency of these apparitions and their similarity to other cases suggests a recurring phenomenon that deserves attention. What connects these cases is a pattern of metallic spheres that behave in ways inexplicable to any terrestrial technology. They appear to move with purpose, interact with their environment, and show signs of intelligence. Therefore, the Buga sphere could be the latest in a set of clues that point to a much larger mystery. Characteristics. The Buga sphere is metallic, approximately 50 centimeters in diameter, and has a solid structure, with no welds or visible impact marks. Its surface is engraved with symbols, sequins, or glyphs of unknown origin. Upon the contact with water, the sphere generates steam but remains cool to the touch, a phenomenon that defies conventional explanations. Variable weight. Initially, the object weighed 2 kilos, but in subsequent analysis, it registered as much as 10 kilos, indicating that its internal levitation system was active when it was first recovered. This object should have weighed around 80 kilos, not just 10. Interestingly, it didn't heat up when exposed to fire, even at temperatures of 400 degrees Celsius. Furthermore, when water was poured over it, it evaporated instantly, but the surface of the sphere remained cool to the touch. Another unusual feature of the Buga sphere is a set of black bands surrounding the surface, which appears to be a quantum chip embedded in a belt-like structure marked with colored dots. They also observed that the areas touched by the water became bright, while the sphere remained frozen, something that should not be physically possible under normal conditions. Researchers believed they could gain some kind of advanced knowledge of the object through reverse engineering, but realized this was much more difficult than they imagined. Internal composition. X-ray studies revealed that the sphere has 3 concentric metallic layers, a solid core, and 18 internal microspheres, with no visible cracks or joints. Experts have analyzed the sphere's engravings using artificial intelligence, suggesting that they could represent messages related to consciousness, planetary balance, and transformation. Some researchers have noted resemblances to Mayan glyphs or ancient runes, although there is no consensus on their meaning. Reactions and effects. A person who had direct contact with the sphere reported symptoms such as headache, weakness, and a mild fever, which disappeared after a while. This has led to speculation about the possible presence of radiation or residual energy in the object. Opinion. Jaime Maussan considers the Buga sphere to be one of the most important cases in the recent history of ufology and the investigation of unidentified phenomena. In his view, the entrustment of the sphere to his care was a moment of profound honor and responsibility. He received it with enthusiasm and the conviction that the object should be studied at the highest level, not out of curiosity, but for its potential benefit to humankind. He believes this would be the most important material evidence ever recovered in the UFO mystery. Maussan asserts that the sphere is solid, shows markings that could be circuits or symbols, and has a porous structure with variable temperatures, characteristics that are unusual in conventional artifacts. He emphasizes that initial studies, such as CT scans and X-rays, revealed that it does not appear to be composed of two joint hemispheres, but rather a single body, and that it contains metallic points, possibly copper. Furthermore, Maussan insists on the authenticity of the object and states that both the videos and the artifact itself have been thoroughly analyzed, ruling out obvious fabrications or frauds. He notes that the phenomenon has sparked great interest and that the sphere is being analyzed in collaboration with scientists from other countries to determine whether it represents advanced terrestrial technology or of extraterrestrial origin. In summary, Jaime Maussan maintains that the Buga sphere is an exceptional object, likely of unknown technology, and that its investigation could provide important information about anomalous phenomena and the possible existence of non-human intelligence. Meaning, what is it? Kavamur believes it is Andromedan technology. It is recreational, like a toy. It moves autonomously and was one of many left behind by young Andromedans. It was uncontrolled and floated for a long time toward Earth before being spotted and falling, after hovering near power lines. We don't have the meaning of the writing, but according to Neo, the large symbol in the center of the design is unique to the ship from which it came. In his view, this sphere was abandoned while a group of young people in the Andromeda galaxy were exploring. Nothing like this would be allowed on a Galactic Federation mission. In the higher realms, all souls must reach maturity before they can venture out alone. This group had passed all the required tests and possessed a high level of technological knowledge. They had been warned not to leave their ship parked on missions unattended, but they briefly forgot their wisdom. This was part of a game they were playing. The sphere could be moved with controls at high speed. The object propelled itself too quickly, and the young people lost contact with it and fled. There were many others moving through the area who were also lost. The sphere hovered in places, sometimes remaining stationary. The energy in the zone gained momentum, and the sphere was pushed toward Earth. In your life on Earth, you may understand the fun of games when many people gather together to have fun. The design seems a bit rudimentary, but knowing its purpose, it could be the equivalent of doodling on a basketball. This information from Neo opens up interesting new areas we haven't yet explored about adolescence in the higher realms. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.